Hey sports fans, welcome back to What's Hot and What's Not. This week probably the biggest thing is sturgeon. I was out last Friday with some clients and we hooked up two fish, but we didn't get either one of them in. We had one on for quite a while. He ran out, ran back, ran out again, ran back, and then he rolled up on the hook or did something, but the hook just extracted itself, so we wound up losing that one. Then a little while later, we had another hookup. The guy was a little bit slow at getting to the rod, so I'm thinking maybe the fish had spit it. And then we foul hooked even the pectoral fin or something. And we had him on for a little bit, and then he got off. And we had several line rubs that evening too. So there was a lot of action, a lot of movement that night. There wasn't many fish jumping out there, but I was marking a lot of them on the screen. They were moving around. And from Friday through last night, I didn't make it on the river because I had trips booked for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, which I had to cancel those because of the weather and the river levels and stuff. But I didn't make it out on those nights early in the week because I don't want to be out every night of the week. You kind of burn out. So I missed some good sturgeon fishing. I know Zach Bird's been going out there and he's been hammering them this week. So, the sturgeon are here. They're biting some days they aren't. But if you like sturgeon fishing, now's the time to go. Both the guys in boats and the guys from the bank are doing pretty good. So I would get after it if you like sturgeon fishing. Now, as far as the lakes, Orville's pretty done, right now with all the water coming in. They're going to start dumping a bunch of water out of there, so it's going to fluctuate a lot in the river levels, lake levels. So it's going to kind of shut the bite down. The king salmon fishing hasn't been very good anyways, but even the bass fishing, I think it'll kind of turn it off the bite for a little while. Now, Coillns Lake, man, the bankies have been doing pretty good. They've been hammering the lightning trout as well as the rainbows. They've been doing pretty good. The guys in the boats, it's still pretty dirty, so I don't think they're doing nearly as well. But if you like to fish from the bank, now's your time to go. So get up there, get after it. And I'm sure the same goes for Pardee and some of the other lakes. The bank fishermen are going to do the best right now. So you can go up there and shine and get after it. Now, Bullards Bar, they're starting to dump a bunch of water out of there now to make room for this storm coming in. This Pineapple Express. It's going to be a warm storm, so it's going to melt a lot of snow. It's going to be a lot of water coming down. So I'm sure that it's going to turn the bite off, because anytime they dump a lot of water out of Bullards, it turns the bite off for a little while. So I would kind of put Bullards on hold for a few days and see what happens, let things kind of stabilize before we go back up after that. With these storms, mostly it's just going to be off bites than on. So fishing's going to be good. Live minnows are going to be king up here this year. They usually are. They're a lot of fun. I like fishing with live minnows. But you also have some good fly rod fishing. You'll have some good swim baits and everything else, crankbaits, jerk baits, all that stuff's going to work good up here. It's going to be a good year. I can't wait for it. So make sure you circle those months starting up probably the end of this month or maybe the 1st of April, somewhere in there when things settle down, clear up just a little bit. Now, with all this dirty water, I want to mention that my rule of thumb has always been when I go out there and I look over the back of my boat and I can see the prop on my kicker motor, then it's clear enough for minnows. But if you can't or you don't think you're going to be able to, then it's probably a little too dirty. But you can always go to pile worms or sardines. That's what I did in the past. I always try the minnows, but if it's too dirty, just fish pile worms for a few days till it clears up a little bit. And don't forget about my striper seminar, mostly on minnow fishing up here in the river, which is coming up on March the 30th. That's a Thursday night at Fisherman's Warehouse in Sacramento, and I'll start at 6 o'clock. So I've had a lot of fun with the last two that I've had. I'm glad that Alan called me up and invited me to come down there. I'm glad I told him that I would. I got one more to do, the striper one. We'll just have to wait and see what happens in the future. But I hope I see you guys there. So Till then, good fishing.